Hey guys, Travis Flaherty here, IX Debt Global Ambassador, and I am privileged to be here today with the DebtBox co-founder, Jake Anderson.
Travis, thanks for having me.
I'm so excited. We're coming to you on site. Tell us a little bit about where we're at.
So we're at our drilling rig in Nebraska, and this is one of the first rigs that we've put up for BGLD. And it is actually the project that's supporting the token that we have.
So exciting. So listen, for those of you that have been following along, I want to start off by asking Jake a couple of questions. How does this really differentiate from what's going on in the cryptocurrency space? Because you guys are really setting a precedence right now with the difference between speculation versus tangibility. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, and so what we really wanted to do is create something that fulfilled a need that we saw in the industry, which is something that created the excitement of some of these, I guess you call them meme tokens, that are out there that have a great upside potential and everybody likes to see that, but also that has something that's backing the project, much like a utility token or something like that. But how do you do that? And so what we've created is a unique tokenomics that blends crypto with commodities. And oil was the first one that we went out at. And as you can see here, we're in Nebraska drilling for oil, and we've got some pretty sizable deposits here. We're very excited that we hit our first payload and we're going for our second one. And all of the revenues that come off of this, that go into BGLD, will actually buy token out of the market and then burn it to never be seen again, which is going to constantly restrict supply and create demand.
Well, so let's talk a little bit about, so you see the BGLD right here on our hat. So the black gold licenses just sold out. I've got people that are still reaching out going, can you get me just one more? So black gold was your proof of concept, so to speak. Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about just the history of black gold.
Yeah, so we launched black gold back in November of 2021. And so we're coming up on a 1-year anniversary of that. And we started at a price point of 5 zeros and a 1, and we're currently trading at about a penny. And so that's roughly a 10,000% increase in value over the course of a year. And so we're proud about that, but that's really not, the height of what we're proud of. What we're proud of is we're actually doing something that's changing the industry as a whole. We're getting looked at from a lot of different industries, a lot of different companies, because the backing the commodities with the crypto and tying those things together is something that's never been done before. And so far, it's been really good.
Well, I want to talk a little bit more about this ecosystem and really how you're impacting the entire cryptocurrency industry, because let's face it, let's go back and even look at the last bull run that the industry had. I mean, there was a lot of speculation, there was a lot of hype, there was a lot of coins where you had celebrities or influencers that were, tweeting about coins that had dogs or foxes or pictures on them, and they had no purpose, no real world value whatsoever. And I think a lot of people got sucked into that. And so, if we look at what you're doing, some would even say that it's kind of like the dollar when it was backed by gold before it was removed from the gold standard.
Yeah, similar.
And we know what's happened to the dollar in the last 50 years or so when it comes to the value. So you guys are, I think that the cryptocurrency industry as a whole is really looking for more substance as we move forward to bring in that credibility factor. How do you see yourselves playing a role in that as we move forward?
If I would narrow it down into one thing, it's stored value. And that's really the key. Anything that's considered, a currency should have stored value. It shouldn't lose 90% of what it's worth over the course of 50 years. So a lot of people during times like this, they'll flee to gold, silver, and some of these things that actually have appreciation and value. And that's what we're trying to create here, is the digital format of that. And so our tokens are all supported by commodities and or digitally linked to the commodity itself, in the case of gold, silver, and palladium. But with oil, it's backed by the projects. And so this is one of 4 rigs that we have that are in the process of either being set up or are currently drilling. And there's many more coming.
Well, and to have a cryptocurrency portfolio prior to your ecosystem, I have to go out and buy different projects and ultimately hold all my coins in a wallet or some type of an exchange. But you guys have really given people the ability to be able to participate in many different projects, some that are moderate risk, some that are a little bit more aggressive. What are some of the projects that you guys have recently just rolled out?
So if we start at the beginning, we have black gold. We have a project called digitally linked gold. That's a little bit different. That's more of what you would call a conservative, because every token that's minted is actually tied directly to a gram of gold. And so with that, you have 3 choices. You can either hold it, you can sell it, or you can redeem it. In other words, every token that a DGL or DLG miner mints, you can actually redeem for the physical counterpart. Now, since nobody's going to take the physical counterpart of a 55-gallon drum of oil, it allows us to play with the tokenomics a little bit differently and give a little bit more of an upside potential. And so what happens there is we have an initial total supply of coin that's allocated. And every time that money comes off of one of these rigs, it goes and buys that supply out of the marketplace and burns it forever, which is going to constantly reduce the supply, but also increase the demand. You know, basic supply and demand economics would tell you that if that happens, the price goes up, and that's kind of what we've seen.
Yeah, it's exciting. So we've got a total of 5 live projects right now. Black Gold sold out. You know, one of the things that I am super excited about is this Explorer project and this satellite that we're working on. Talk to me just a little, because people are really excited about the possibility of partnering with a project, the first cryptocurrency, to my knowledge, that's going to have a satellite in space.
To my knowledge as well. Yeah, and so if you look at the technology that we use for all of our projects, what it is, and the way to explain it in a simple format, is it's kind of like an MRI machine. And what we do is we use the satellite technology to scan the Earth for different metals and different elements. Every element on the periodic table puts out a different frequency or vibration. And we can calibrate the machines to actually look for that and hone it down. And in our gold, we actually fine tune that to the part where we can actually go out into some of our mines in Africa, and we can actually see exactly where that gold vein is going. We know exactly what depth it's at and relatively know kind of what's there. And what that allows for exploration companies and prospectors to do is actually mine in a more eco-friendly way. And so we reduce a lot of the overhead burden for companies that are going out there because instead of doing strip mining or speculation, they know what they have and they know where to go get it. And that reduces the cost to them. So that technology becomes extremely valuable. And that technology is what is the underlying kind of foundation of every one of our projects. And so we use that for oil, we use it for natural gas, we use it for gold, silver, palladium, and we'll use it for everything else coming up. Right now, we currently contract that work through Google, and so we use their satellites in order to do it. But in launching Explorer, part of that roadmap is actually to launch our own satellite into space. And we're actually gonna do that pretty quick.
That's a lot of fun. So, you know, I learned something today. 92% of the wells that are drilled are dry. And that's not very eco-friendly.
No.
So, you know, you guys are doing a lot on the eco-friendly side of things to be able to help people to pinpoint these projects with incredible accuracy. And that allows them to not only save a ton of money, which is essentially why they would potentially want to partner with you, but it's also great for the Earth as well.
It is.
So that box here has accomplished a huge milestone over the last week or so. You just hit how many licenses sold?
We just broke 1 million licenses sold.
1 million licenses in 19 countries around the world.
In 10 months?
In 10 months. Guys, the best predictor of future performance is past performance. Now, with that being said, there are no guarantees in anything that we do here, but I do want to say this: success leaves clues. And I can tell you, I could not be more excited and more proud to be aligned with you guys with this project, and could not be more excited to see where the next 12 months takes us. So with that, Jake, thank you so much for your time,
Travis,
for having
pleasure.
me out here today. I appreciate it.
It's been fun.